Okay, well we're very fortunate here on this site. We've got running water, but to be honest, I don't like using it, so I'm going to try and utilise what I've got. Really, I've managed to get hold of one of these. I think they're about 1,000 litre water containers. The original idea was to have it on the edge of the polytunnel there. You'll see I've started to create a bit of a platform, and I was going to put a load of hardcore in there and get it stabilised because the ground's pretty soft. However, having said that, if I just take a couple of steps backwards, it's going to encroach quite a bit there because that's a walkway from the edge of the pond, and so I'm not going to go with that idea now. I'm still going to put some water collection containers, some of those, in on the edge there, just so it won't encroach too much. And my plan was then to have a pipe linking from the water butt going inside the polytunnel to have an automatic feed. But instead, I think what I'm going to do, Fluffy, just trying to get inside the net in there. But anyway, what I'm going to do, this area here at the side of the shed, obviously that I've already got the pallets down there, it's quite stable. So I'm in the process of emptying these two water butts here, which are probably about half full. So they are going to go, I'm just going to put the water into that one there for now, which is not a very pleasant job on a day like today, but it's got to be done. I've had to bash the water actually because it's all frozen up. Anyway, the big water butt, that one there, is going to go here, and surprisingly for a small shed that does collect an awful lot of water, and I don't need to do anything with that. That water butt there, I've already made a base for it when I originally put it in, so that's going to go inside the polytunnel, and providing I can keep that full of water, which won't be a problem, then I can just come straight off that onto this trough system that I used last year, which was really quite good. The idea is to link a water butt up directly to these troughs via a bit of a float system, which isn't, it sounds more technical than it is really, but it's not, it's pretty straightforward. I'll show you how I do it eventually. And then if I don't come down here for a couple of days during the summer, as long as that one there's full of water, I'll be fine. Anyway, instead of me waffling on, I'll get on with it and let you know how I get on later. Hi guys, well I've managed to achieve what I wanted to achieve today and more. So that's in place there now. I've put a bit of water in there just to make sure it all works as it should. And there's quite a lot of, I mean that's not fully open, but if I put a hose pipe on there, there'll be enough pressure on there to be able to water the whole of the plot in the summer. And if you are interested in getting one, I mean, I bought that second hand. It cost me a tenner, which I thought was a good price. But it's very brittle. So I tried drilling a hole through the top for that hose to go through, and unfortunately, well, I was a bit silly really because it just cracked. But not to worry. Oops, just dropped that. This here. I got this online. That just connects. I can connect that straight onto that. Straight onto the bottom of that water butt there, connect the hose to the end, and job done. So that's I think there was a £5 online, something like that. And if I just show you what I've done in here, it's all a bit hit and miss at the moment. I just wanted to set this up just to see. Basically what I've got there is an old wheelie bin that I got from the recycling centre that they were throwing out. I've had that by the shed now for some time. In an ideal world, that would have been good having that outside with a pipe feed coming in, but it would have been too much hassle to be honest. So as long as that's kept full, or reasonably full, then what I've done here is, it's all dirty, I'll just set it all up just to make sure it works. That is just a washing machine, that's just a little valve that you get on any any toilet. So basically what I've done there is, you can see the water, or you can hear it anyway, coming through into this bucket, and then when I release it, eventually it does stop eventually. Obviously it's not mains water, so it does take a while to stop. And then coming off here, I've got something similar. I've just that's obviously lower. That outlet there is lower than the valve. So then the water will just come. The ones I've seen, they have these separate to the water supply, but obviously it was a lot easier just to connect it straight as I've done it there. That's just gone straight through there, straight through the water butt, the wheelie bin, tightened it up at the back, and it seems fine. And then I've got, this is a standard thing for your garden, tap for your garden, which I've connected onto there. And then eventually, when this is set up, these are what I had last year. I had 2 of these last year, and they're really, really, you know, they just take the worry out of watering inside the polytunnel. Because as you can imagine, it gets, I mean, even I was surprised how hot it gets in here in the summer. But basically what will happen is, I'll have a pipe coming from there and one from there. So this pipe will come all the way from here into here. Obviously I'll need to find a way getting it through the end there. It doesn't necessarily, as long as that's higher than this, then it'll be fine. That's one reason why I've had to connect that bucket onto the tap, just to make sure it's the, you know, I've got a high point there. So what will happen is the water will travel from there in time. It will take a while into there. That will fill up to whatever height I want it filled up at. And that can all be adjusted via this float here, which will take time, as I say. But once all that's set up, then I know that I can. Then what will happen is the plant pot, whatever I'm growing in here, tomatoes, chilies, or whatever, there'll be a pot there with a little hole in the base of the pot, and that'll all be set up ready for watering during the summer. So if I go away for a week or even 2 weeks, as long as this little beauty there is full of water, then I won't need to worry about the watering. That's the plan anyway, and so we'll see how it goes. So anyway, I'll link all these up together, and then hopefully you'll have something to, you know, that's just an idea. And I mean, this is an idea I've got offline. It's not my idea. Maybe I've changed it a little by having that bucket on the actual tank itself, you know, on the water butt itself. But anyway, that's it. Just a quick run round of these leaks. They are starting to come through, although very, very slowly. You can see there is one there, and there are 1 or 2 others dotted around. The onions, they're still all alive and doing well. All I do now and again is just pop in, give them a bit of a spray with water. I've got a few seeds at home that I've started off as well. Once again, those are leaks. They're coming through okay now. Basil, I know that probably won't be really good because it needs to be a lot warmer, but the onion seeds, they're all coming through. So as I say, it's a bit of trial and error, but I'm certainly hoping that this year will be far more beneficial than last year, which was good. So every year, obviously, I'm a bit of a novice, so progressively every year should be better than the year before. Okay, I'm going to go and get some lunch, even though it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it's getting on for dinner. Okay guys, catch up with you later. Cheerio.